Their dispatch from the 1600. King's Cove was slow to go when the starter said go, and Big Size one of the trailers early on with Sherman. To give them a chance to settle down, Stand By Me's right there, but the private goes off to lead them. Near the rails, Eternal Words. Prince Ardent on the outside of runners. Sherman's going around them. Then comes Southpaw racing about 5 lengths off the lead at this stage. Further back in the runners, Arrow's Mark. Along the inside is Seattle Kid. That's racing about 6 or 7 lengths off the leader. Then comes Ayaku. Further back in the runners, the Poet. Then comes Romanesco. They're racing about 8 or 9 lengths off the leader. And the private takes them along by 1 length. Sherman is second. Eternal Words at the rail third. Then Stand By Me, Seattle Kid at the rail, the red cap. Prince Ardent, and then comes Southpaw. Further back in the runners, Arrow's Mark, and then comes Ayaku. Such a Rush is on the outside of runners. The Poet is near the rail. They turn into the home stretch. Then comes Viking Red and King's Cove. Top of the lane, 500 metres to go. Stand By Me, Sherman, down the inside, the private. Then Seattle Kid between runners. The Poet is on the inside, Eternal Words. Arrow's Mark, Prince Ardent. Seattle Kid's getting into the race. Then Romanesco, and further back Ayaku. But it's still Stand By Me, Sherman. Seattle Kid is running on now. Stand By Me, Seattle Kid, and down the inside, Sherman's fighting right back. Sherman and Seattle Kid coming down to the line. I think Seattle Kid won it from Sherman and Stand By Me. Another close score, but I think number 1, Seattle Kid, will just make it home from Sherman. So Seattle Kid and Sherman, they come together and it's close. Seattle Kid won it number 1. Sherman will run into second position. Third place will go to number 3, Stand By Me, and then number 4, the private. The Poet runs into 5th position, and then Hayaku. So we'll take a look at the head-on, and Stand By Me leads it. Sherman fights on courageously from an outside gate. Seattle Kid comes around them. Seattle Kid is the tote favourite at 280. Sherman, number 15, pays a big 560, and the third position, Stand By Me, at 390. That's the 8th and last race. Craig Peters signing off.
Well, it's a nice end for the Kanemayer stable. In fact, Dean has had a wonderful afternoon, considering he only brought 2 horses to the track, and he'll go home with a 100% strike rate. He also is part of the ownership as well, and Naughty and the boys are involved. Yeah, Dean will tell us a bit more. Well done to Shively Stud as well, with the son of Mambo in Seattle. And both Dean and Keegan were quietly confident that it looked the right type of field for him. Dean, firstly, a good afternoon at Scottsville, 2 from 2.
Yeah, yes, yeah, that worked out nicely, as we spoke earlier on. We needed that money.
Yeah.
You know, but that was good, and well done to Naughty and the partners, you know. And, you know, he's been knocking on the door. I mean, if you look back at his ratings, and you know, I think he was 80 a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Down to a 69, he was still battling to win a race, and then handicap dropped him, and we finally just got up on the line. So that was nice, and he's grown. He was also, we bought Dermal, the Mystico Sales, and I bought him. I think it was more of emotional buy originally. He wasn't a bad-looking horse, but I bought him because his mother was a sister to Cape Royal. Mm-hmm. Was a top sprinter of Kaya's stables that actually won the In Full Flight Stakes. So it was good. He won there. He's been consistent, and yeah. So the price is right. You can have him.
Yeah, it's been a pleasant wait. What you been doing in the interim upstairs? Have you been having some fun?
I'm sitting with my mate Peter Baldwin. A few messages have come through and things like that. So when we get back to him, Schlag, I'm sure a nice whiskey will go down well.
You know, I was just fooling around with all the trainers during the course of the day about the Comrades Marathon. Have you ever wanted to run that race, Dean, or have you run it before?
I battled to drive this far.
Is it? Just like Dennis Bosch?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, to run it, that's not my game.
Well, Dean, a lovely day at the office, and safe travels back home.
And
nice
to my whole team, and Keegan, well done, everybody out. It's big team effort, and the guys are taking over nicely.
Well played.
Thank you. Thanks.
Lovely. 100% strike rate, and firmly part of the team is our good friend Keegan de Mello. Nice day at the office for you as well?
Yeah, very nice. 2 winners, second. Horses are running well, and I'm just really blessed to be in a position where I'm with such a strong yard.
Well, today coming into this race, both Dean and yourself were quietly bullish.
Yeah, look, I thought he was the right horse on paper. What could have got him beat today is probably first time around the course. He was always on the wrong leg around the bend, and I don't know if you noticed, I battled to ride him out the last bit, so it is a win full of merit. He got up on the line where it mattered. He deserves it. He's a tough little horse, and just once again to Mr. Kennemeyer, all his partners, just really nice position that I'm in to be in partnership with such a strong yard.
This is not planned, but I can see Jennifer and Val. Jennifer and Val, come through here. They actually sponsored this race, and she's wearing the same colors as you. This is not planned. I've just seen them now. They're mates of mine. They've sponsored the race. Val Marion, Jennifer Antu, that's the colors, black and white, and that's how we're going to say goodbye. They sponsored the last race. Well done, Keegan, a nice double from you as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks to these guys for the sponsorship. You know, we need this in this game, and once again to my team in the yard, thank you very much.
Nice one, and nice to have Val and Jennifer there on course. I'm sure we're going to talk about this in days to come, but that's a wrap of our race meeting, and a big thank you to everybody concerned. Of course, Kirk Peters calling all 8 races. We had all the boys in the overband assimilation, Mr. Fish and Mr. Chips. That's Matthew and Denver. And of course, a meeting will never go by without mention of the best and hardest working cameraman on course, who is none other than Zane. From myself, Dees Dianand, until we meet again, which will be on a Rising Sun Gold Challenge Day. What a race meeting that promises to be on the Saturday, where we're going to be treated to some high-class action. But more importantly, the sponsor does a wonderful job on the day. So we're looking forward to this Saturday. Until then, you take care. Salani Garsle.